Why Syrax's dragon eggs are so important to Daemon Targaryen that he steals them. House of the Dragon Explained. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you love House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, and deep dives into Westerosi lore. Let's begin. In the brutal, fire-drenched world of House of the Dragon, every move is calculated, every betrayal has purpose, and every dragon egg could alter the future of the realm. But what if I told you that one of the most controversial moments in House Targaryen history wasn't a war or a coup, but the theft of a few dragon eggs? Today, we're diving deep into a burning question. Why were Syrax's dragon eggs so important to Daemon Targaryen that he was willing to steal them, defying his king, his family, and the entire realm? Strap in. This is the story of ambition, bloodlines, prophecy, and fire. Setting the stage, the world of House of the Dragon. To truly understand the magnitude of what Daemon did, we need context. House of the Dragon is set almost 200 years before Game of Thrones, during a time when the Targaryens ruled Westeros and dragons soared over King's Landing. At the heart of this drama is the Dance of the Dragons, a Targaryen civil war that saw sibling turn against sibling and dragon fight dragon. Rhaenyra Targaryen, the presumed heir to the Iron Throne, and her half-brother Aegon II both lay claim to the crown. The house was split. Alliances were fragile, and power rested not just in castles or armies, but in dragons. And who better to represent this dangerous power than Daemon Targaryen, the Road Prince, brother to King Viserys, husband to Rhaenyra, a man with bloodlust in his heart and dragon fire in his veins. Now enter Syrax, Rhaenyra's mount, a she-dragon of golden scales and tremendous size. But more importantly, a symbol of Rhaenyra's legitimacy, a true dragon rider with a bonded beast. And then, her dragon-laid eggs. The importance of dragon eggs. So why are dragon eggs such a big deal? In House of the Dragon, dragon eggs are more than just symbols. They are strategic weapons. Each egg is a potential dragon, and each dragon, once hatched and bonded, brings with it unmatched military might and a political claim to Targaryen identity. Let's be clear, dragons are the source of Targaryen supremacy. The Valyrians, before the Doom, controlled the greatest empire on the back of these creatures. When the Targaryens fled to Dragonstone, they brought with them Balerion, the Black Dread, Vhagar, and Meraxes, securing their conquest to Westeros. So an egg is more than just a possibility. It's a future, a potential rider, a future lord or lady of fire and blood. In the civil war to come, dragons were currency. Eggs were promises of reinforcements. Which brings us to the crime. The theft itself, what Daemon did. In House of the Dragon, Daemon Targaryen famously steals dragon eggs from Dragonstone. The specifics of the theft vary slightly between the book Fire and Blood and the TV series, but the symbolism remains clear. At the time of the theft, King Viserys had not yet declared Rhaenyra as his heir. Daemon, cast aside from the line of succession, took matters into his own hands. He declared himself Prince of Dragonstone, without his brother's permission. Then, to make his intentions even clearer, he stole a dragon egg meant for the child of King Viserys and his new queen, Alicent Hightower. In the show, one of the eggs Daemon took was explicitly meant for the baby Prince Baelon, who tragically died. This was a huge insult to Viserys, and a bold assertion from Daemon that he believed himself and his line to be the future. Now, in the war that would follow, every dragon egg mattered. Rhaenyra had Syrax. Her sons had dragons like Vermax and Eryx. But Daemon wanted more. He knew he couldn't just rely on loyalty or politics. He needed firepower, literal firepower. And what better firepower than Syrax's eggs? Eggs that had a direct maternal bloodline from a bonded Targaryen dragon. The bloodline significance. Here's where things get interesting. Syrax is not just any dragon. She's bonded to Rhaenyra, Viserys' chosen heir, and her eggs carry that legacy. Dragons are not born equal. Some eggs are infertile. Some hatch weak dragons. But the eggs of an active, well-bonded, powerful she-dragon, those are invaluable. Daemon likely saw Syrax's eggs as the most viable, genetically potent eggs in the realm. They represented the future of House Targaryen's true bloodline, the line Viserys endorsed. By taking those eggs, Daemon wasn't just stealing from the crown. He was claiming a part of Rhaenyra's legacy for himself, for their children, for the blacks in the dance. And let's not forget, Daemon and Rhaenyra eventually married. That union fused their lines. Their children, such as Aegon the Younger, were meant to be the heirs to the Targaryen dynasty. Those eggs could one day hatch dragons for his sons. For his legacy, that's not theft, that's empire building. The political gamble. But stealing dragon eggs isn't just about blood and fire. It's also about politics. Daemon's theft was a direct challenge to Viserys' authority. He was saying, "You don't control me. I don't need your crown. I'll build my own." The theft forced Viserys into a difficult political position. To act would be to risk war with his own brother. To do nothing would be seen as weakness. This moment foreshadowed the great division that would eventually tear the Targaryens apart. And make no mistake, Daemon knew that. He wasn't just a warrior. He was cunning, ambitious. He understood symbolism. Stealing the eggs was not just practical. It was psychological warfare. He was staking his claim early, and those eggs were his banner. Connection to the dance of the dragons. When the dance finally erupted into war, the stolen eggs had grown into dragons, or were incubating the next generation. Every side was scrambling for dragon riders, dragon seeds, and unclaimed beasts. Daemon's foresight in stealing the eggs gave the blacks a tactical advantage. Though they were outnumbered politically, they had more dragons than the greens at the start. Dragons like Moondancer, Vermax, Tyraxes, and more gave the blacks early wins. The greens, led by Aegon II, had fewer mounts, and the stolen eggs may have helped tip that balance. And if even one of those stolen eggs produced a healthy dragon, then Daemon's gamble paid off. The legacy of the eggs. Long after Daemon's death, the legacy of the stolen dragon eggs would linger. As the Targaryen line continued, fractured, wounded, and wary, the importance of dragon eggs only grew. By the time of Game of Thrones, dragons were extinct. The loss of these creatures marked the end of Targaryen dominance. That's why Daenerys' rediscovery of 3 petrified eggs was so significant. It wasn't just about the dragons. It was about bringing back power, prophecy, and the blood of old Valyria. And it all connects. Daemon's decision to steal eggs was a microcosm of the larger Targaryen legacy, a family of conquerors, risking everything on the backs of fire-breathing beasts, determined to shape destiny itself. So, why did Daemon Targaryen steal Syrax's dragon eggs? Because he understood better than anyone that in the Game of Thrones, dragons are more than weapons. They are bloodline, legitimacy, legacy, and rebellion. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fiery politics of House of the Dragon, hit that like button, subscribe for more lore-driven content, and tell us in the comments, what would you have done with the dragon eggs? Until next time, Valum Morgulis.